from you. What is the, who determines what is the procedure, and is bail a punishment? Because to the public, it has looked as if bail is a punishment. Number two, how do I claim my bail fees? The other time, you explained it to us, but it looks these days it is also hard, very hard for people to claim their bail fees when cases are won. Number three, update us currently your perception and rating on the performance of judges and magistrates in the courts of Uganda. The reason as to why we are asking some of these questions is because accountability is both for finances that you receive, but also for the offices that you do occupy. And as an accountability committee, we draw a mandate, number one, from objective 26 under the national objectives and directive principles of government policy in the Republic of Uganda. 1. All public offices shall be held in trust for the people.
Judiciary is an arm of government, and this is responsible for adjudication. While Parliament makes laws and executive policy implementation, we adjudicate. So we are not a department. There has been misconception, even in the public, thinking that we are under Ministry of Justice. We are not. The administration of the Judiciary Act was very, very clear, and we thank you for having passed it, because really that one has given us a big responsibility to take certain decisions without being subjected to other arms of government. Number 4 is the issue of public trust. I don't know whether it is me to say what people think about us, but all we do is evaluated and is contained in the responses we've got when you go for these court open days. So I would, for example, give ourselves maybe not 100%, but somewhere like 80%. 80% in mathematics is a distinction. So we are not doing very badly in our own assessment.
According to the new curriculum, you have an A or B?
I think we have an A. We have an A unless we are proved not correct. And if we are proved not correct, we shall explain why. Because in some cases, people's perception may be actually not correct. And we shall explain. Now, when it comes to bail, Chair, bail is a right. Is a right. And the determination of the bail fees, I think I'll ask the Chief Registrar to help me on that. And how the judges are performing. The judges are performing not 100%, but from the recent survey, the performance is at 82%, according to recent survey by Governance and Security Program. If you check in the Governance and Security Program, you will find that information there. Madam Chairperson, we set targets, and to the extent to which these targets have been achieved, we will continue to demonstrate how judiciary is performing. And finally, I'm very much aware of the constitutional provisions, and specifically Article 174 of the Constitution, but more important, Article 164 of the Constitution, being accountable to Parliament. Parliament appropriates funds. And it's my duty to make sure that the funds that have been appropriated by Parliament are properly utilized. And this has been supported by Article 17, by Section 17 of the Administration of Judicial Act. So, Madam Chair, I'm very much alive to this. And the Public Finance Management Act, I'm very much aware about those, and have tried as much as possible to obey the commands of these provisions within these instruments. I thank you so much. We shall be responding to the questions.
Thank you, Accountables and the Registrar has speak something with regard to bail.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I will just say something briefly about bail. Every accused person has the right to apply for bail, and it is up to the presiding. The balance between personal liberty and interest of justice. We give bail to temporarily release an accused person as the matter continues in court. So bail is not a punishment. And also the discretion is at the discretion is for the presiding judicial officer. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Suman.
For us to have a perspective is the public perception. I think the issue is more with the public perception, that you find judicial officers through exercising their discretion, but it's as if the discretion is detached from reality. She was giving an example of her case. You find these ordinary Ugandans, omuntu wa wansi, have been arrested, brought before the court over issues to do with the incitement and some of these what you would call really small cases. And you look at this person before you. You are a magistrate, grade 1. You are a chief magistrate in Zimbabwe, and you are saying, "I've given you bail, pay cash 1 million." Even if the entire clan came together, they would not be able to raise the 1 million. So I think that is the broader issue being raised. That, you know, in exercising that discretion, judicial officers are alive to the realities on ground of these ordinary people and some of the issues. I think that is the bigger concern, to try and amplify it. Maybe that's where perhaps you need to comfort the chairperson, and also through this committee and through this platform address the public and on some of those realities that happen when these people appear before you. And it happens across board. You find petty offenders picked on the streets, taken to these courts, and they are being asked to pay 1 million, 2 million. Sometimes it creates a lot of discomfort in the public. So maybe that's the bigger issue that I think the chairperson is trying to amplify.
Yes, Honorable Suman. Sorry, Honorable
Chair, I just wanted to buttress a little bit about the perception. PS, I think you need to do a study about the perception index for your own good, because the reality on ground might be different from the 80% you're giving yourself. It was 82.
And according to the new curriculum, he scored himself an A plus. Plus.
Maybe you could be right, depending on where you're coming from, because of the effort probably you're putting in. But many of your judicial officers probably are playing to the negative. You may not know that. When the law is known by the public, somehow they get to know that the law says this, and they get to know that this is what is due to me. But we are living in a country of injustice, and the injustices are running up and about, they expect to run somewhere for justice. And I really want to think that this sector, or you said we shouldn't call it, this arm of government must ensure that Ugandans have justice, and I think that's your major role. Unfortunately, what goes on tells that you need to do a lot. You need to do a lot to reach that point where Ugandans can have confidence that we have an arm of government for us. Your arm of government is seen to be one for the regime. It is seen to be one for the ruling party. That is the perception I can give. But yet, Ugandans want this arm of government to be theirs, to administer justice for them. I'll give an example. You have been arrested, we are in election, we've been an election period, you have been arrested because you are NEP, you're thrown into police denies you bail. After the mandatory time, you're taken to a judicial officer at the district. You expect at this point in time to say that this person can interpret the law to say there is no problem with being NUP. But it is at that point in time, that you will know that you have to sell your land to have freedom. It is at that time when you get to know that all your entire family has to gather to raise 3 million or 5 million for you to get freedom. Now that is where we are, and that is the reality. I know the PS may be too far from reality, but that's what goes on. I've used the NEP as an example, but I have stories of injustices going on even where NEP is not, because there is a modus operandi that the powerful work against. When you look at matters of land, where people should just lose their land every day, and they lose it, why? Because the judicial officers are not working for the common good. So really, it tells me, I liked the way you look at yourself. For me, it just told me you need to work hard as an arm of government so that we can say the same as a country about you. Thank you, Chair.
Accounting officer recently has received a new toothbrush, and probably what is being raised here might be one of the issues they are trying to focus on. How have the big boy and the big girl settled, having just been appointed to those positions of responsibility? That's the Chief Justice, the Principal Judge. You've received a new team. How are they settling in? Thank you.
Yes, PS, we make a response to those.
I want to tell you is that we are listening team. I have taken note of the concerns that have been raised, especially the perception. I like that clarification. I think it is homework for us, and I'm going to take it back to my superiors and shall discuss it and see how to address this concern which you have raised. That's what I can promise. As for the new team, Madam Chair, they are being baptized by fire. What do I mean? That both of them are new, the Chief Justice and the Principal Judge are new in their positions. So they are facing the challenges as they come. But I'm very much hopeful that they will manage to face these challenges. I know for sure that the new Chief Justice has been in the judicial system for some time. He was a Principal Judge. He raised to the Deputy Chief Justice, and he is at the helm now. But one thing I know with him, is that he's a very committed person. He is fast-footed. He knows the law, so he's not a gambler. That's my personal view. And the same thing with the principal judge. And I'm still there for some time, I think. I will support them to make sure that they deliver the needed justice to the people of Uganda. But I take serious, note of your concern, and we shall take it up with the Chief Justice and the Principal Judge.
Thank